Hello, yogis. So thank you so much for joining me. I am honored and excited to have you here with me. We are going to flow through a focus on heart and hip opening. But as always, listen to your body. It'll tell you what you need. Modify, back off, make it work best for you. This is your practice and your time. So let's get started right away in belly down Shavasana. So lay down on your mat, extend your arms and legs, however feels best to you. And if you'd like, you can ground your forehead to the mat, or you can place a face cheek on the mat, whatever feels best to you. It's a really nice way to start off class, a grounded, safe, comfortable feeling. The whole front body just surrenders into your mat. Close your eyes. Gently turn your attention inward. And focus on your breath. Notice each inhale and each exhale. As I said, we'll flow through some heart and hip openers. So it's important to warm up slowly, get your body ready, and also to know that you can make this practice work for whatever you are needing tonight. If it feels best in your body to have a more gentle practice tonight, do that. Or if you feel energetic and wanting to charge through with a more strong practice, go ahead and take that. Take an inhale. We'll take half frog. So draw your right knee up towards about a 90-degree angle. So you're still grounded on the mat. Left leg is straight. Right knee is just up, resting on the ground. The inside of your right ankle is also rested on the ground. You can bend your knee to any amount here, whatever feels best to you. And just breathe into this gentle half hip opener stretch here, just to get things ready. And then tee out your arms if you've got the space. If you don't, you can goalpost or cactus them. Draw your right hand underneath your right shoulder blade. And we'll take a gentle shoulder stretch here. So roll over, press into your right palm, roll over towards the left side of your space. Now you can stack your right leg over top of your left. You can bend into your right leg and stamp the sole of your foot on the mat beneath you if you've got the space. Just be gentle. Notice the sensation you're feeling in your left shoulder blade. Just ease into it. You never want to move into pain. Just something gentle here to warm up. And then return to center. We'll take that on the other side. So turn your right face cheek towards the mat. Hands can be at teed out, or they can be in a goalpost position. And then gently raise your left knee to about a 90-degree angle. Half frog on the left. Again, just breathe into it. Feel a nice hip opener stretch here. And then when you're ready, you can tee out your arms or keep them goal-posted. Place your left fingertips underneath your left shoulder blade. And then gently press into your left hand and roll over towards the right side of your space onto your right shoulder blade. So you can take whatever variation you'd like in your low body. And again, just feel a gentle sensation here in the right shoulder blade. Don't force it. Just kind of take it slow. And then return to center. You can place both hands underneath your shoulders and press back to a child's pose. So draw your knees wide, big toes to touch, and then fold forward. Melt your forehead and your palms into the mat. And again, return to your breath. Quiet your mind. Notice the rise and fall of your belly with your breath. You can set an intention for your practice, just a focus for class tonight. It can be something physical, something you want to do with your body. It can also just be dedicated to a person or a pet or anything. It could just be something you want to achieve tonight. Just a gentle practice or gratitude. Think about why you showed up on the mat tonight. And then on an inhale, gently draw your hands over towards the right side of your space. Kind of crawl them out. Legs stay in child's pose. This is just a side body stretch in child's pose. Again, we're just kind of warming up here, stretching the left side body. And then gently crawl your hands over to the left side of your space. Again, lower body stays exactly where it is. And just feel a nice stretch on the right side of your body. And then return to center. On an inhale, rise up to tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and engage your core. To do that, draw your low belly in and up. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your head and tailbone, gaze forward. So feel a nice stretch in your front body as you feel compression and energetic through your back body. Exhale, cat pose. Press into your palms, arch your spine to the sky, and gaze between your thighs. Again, you should feel the opposite here. Nice stretch in your back body as you feel compression and energetic in your front body. We'll take that through a few more times. Breath to movement. So inhale, cow, and exhale, cat. Your breath, your movement. It's our first opportunity to flow breath to movement here. What that means is to just make your movement last as long as your breath. Your breath lasts as long as your movement. Almost as if you can't do one without the other. And when you feel nice and ready, return to tabletop. Shift your hands 2 inches closer to the top of your mat. Tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press into your palms and send your hips high. Now let's set it up right. Press down through all 10 fingers. Lengthen through your arm bones. Long spine. Biceps frame your ears. You can begin to walk out your dog. Bend into one leg, bend into the other, just to wake up your hamstrings. But don't worry if your heels don't touch the ground. It's not as important as being able to find length in your spine. So it's okay to keep your heels lifted. Find some stillness in your down dog. Bend into both knees. Send your tailbone a little bit higher. Awesome job. Inhale, gaze the top of your mat. Exhale, ragdoll forward fold. Walk your feet behind your hands. Drape your belly over your thighs. Allow your head and neck to hang heavy. Soften your knees. And you can grab for opposite elbows and sway from side to side. But because we're focused on heart opening and hip opening tonight, you can also interlace your fingers behind your low back and drive your knuckles up towards the sky. A little bit of a heart opener here. Again, allow your head and neck to hang heavy. If you took the chest opener, dissolve your grip, release your hands to the mat, and then gently heel-toe your feet close together. And on an inhale, rise up to stand. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep your arms to the sky. Root down through all four corners of your feet. Engage your quads. To do that, lift your kneecaps up. Draw your low belly in and up, and relax your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips. With a long spine, dive towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Slide your hands up your shins. Find a long, flat spine. Send the crown of your head towards the front of the room. And then exhale, forward fold. Rock your weight into your toes, send your tailbone high. We'll try that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. You can slide your hands up your shins. Long, flat spine. And this time, exhale into high plank. Plant your hands to the mat. Step back to the top of a push-up. Shoulders stack over your wrists, ankles over your toes. Press the ground away from you. So you almost feel like your shoulders kind of dome out. Engage your core. To do that, you might imagine that you drag your hands towards your toes without actually moving them. You should feel your core start to light up. We'll just hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, slowly lower to the mat. Heart and hips arrive at the same time. Inhale, Sphinx Pose. So untuck your toes and then place your forearms on the mat parallel with one another. Shoulders stack over your elbows. Then draw your heart forward. So you press into the mat with your forearms and pull your heart forward. You can engage your glutes to help with this little baby back bend. And just breathe. If you want to take this a little deeper, you can take seal pose. To do that, I recommend that you swivel or pivot on your elbows. So your palms reach towards each corner of your mat, each of the front corners of your mat. Place your hands on the ground. You can also widen the stance of your feet and then gently press into your hands and feel a little bit more intense of a back bend here. Now if this is too much, you can stay in Sphinx Pose. Again, we don't want to force it, just be gentle. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, return to Sphinx Pose. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, engage your quads, so lift your kneecaps up off the mat, and then very strong, press up to high plank. Nice job. Inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. And then exhale, lower your left knee down, untuck your left toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana on the right. So rise up, tuck your tailbone, front knee stacks over front ankle, then sweep your hands to the sky. And then sink into the stretch. And you want to be feeling this in your left hip flexor, which you can't see from this angle, but the front of your left hip. So engage your glutes, keep your tailbone tucked, and then lift your heart to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, half split. Place your hands on the mat, frame your front foot, and then straighten your right leg. You might need to scoot your right foot forward a little bit if you've got longer legs. Your hips should be stacked over your knee. And then with as flat a back as you can, just kind of lengthen through your spine and fold forward over your right leg. Engage your core to create a little bit more space to fold. Inhale, return through Anjaneyasana, and then step, keep your foot exactly where it is, to low lunge. So inhale, left knee lifts. Exhale, easy twist. So leave your left palm grounded, sweep your right fingertips to the sky. Heart shines forward to the right side of your mat. Left knee is lifted, weight is in your left palm, left toes, and right foot. Exhale, return your right hand to the mat. And inhale, grounded airplane. So launch forward, both hands stay grounded on the mat, and rise up. So left heel lifts to the sky. Dial your left hip down in line with your right. So your hips are level. Both hands grounded to the mat. Then shine your heart through, almost like we did in Sphinx Pose. Gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, rise up. And that's our flow. We're going to do that 2 times more, breath to movement. I'll pick up the pace, but do it at your own breath, your own pace. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Exhale, lower your left knee to the mat. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, return to low lunge. Exhale, easy twist. Inhale, return to low lunge. And exhale into grounded airplane. Breathe in here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, step forward with your left foot. Exhale, lower your right knee to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, easy twist. Inhale, return to low lunge. Exhale, grounded airplane. Lift your right heel to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. And I think I did it twice on the right, so I'll have to do it twice on the left. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Exhale, lower your right knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, easy twist. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, grounded airplane. Rise up, take flight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. All right, 1 time more through on each side. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, low lunge. Step your right foot forward. Exhale, lower your left knee to the mat. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, easy twist. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, grounded airplane. Take flight. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more side. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, step your right leg or left leg forward. Exhale, lower your right knee to the mat. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, half splits. Inhale, halfway lift. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, easy twist. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, grounded airplane. Rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And let's move on. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to high plank. And you can flow through your Chaturanga. I'll give you a quick little demo of this. You can also just go directly from your high plank to your downward facing dog. I'll cue to Chaturanga. And what that means is from high plank, you'll inhale, shift forward from your toes, so much so that your shoulders come in front of your wrists. Then exhale, lower halfway. Hug your elbows into your side bodies, 90-degree bend in your elbows. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Flip over your toes as you press into your palms and shine your heart through. Everything's lifted except the tops of your feet and your palms. Exhale into downward facing dog. So you can take that when I say Chaturanga, or you can just go directly from your high plank to your downward facing dog. Choice is yours. You can also drop down to one or both knees from your high plank and take Chaturanga on your knees. So let's take one all together. From high plank, your choice, but if you're with me, we'll do Chaturanga. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, slowly lower halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice job. Inhale, float your right leg high. Think length, not height. Dial your right pinky toe down towards the ground. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right knee in towards your chest. Shoulders over your wrists. Then plant your foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Stay lifted on your back toes and rise up. Now send your back heel towards the back of your space at the same time as you pull your left hip towards the front of your space. Sink low. Back leg is straight and strong unless you feel any pain or pinching in your low body or tightness in your hamstring. In that case, you can bend your back knee to any amount. Draw your low belly in and up. Strong gaze forward. Breathe in. Exhale, airplane arms. So keep your crescent lunge legs and just fold forward slightly. Sweep your arms alongside you. Spiral your hands down towards the ground. Nice job. Inhale, warrior two. So cartwheel your arms. Readjust your back foot so that it's parallel with the back edge of your mat. Sink deep into your lunge. Arms spread wide. Energy in your back hand to stack your shoulders over your hips. Strong gaze forward. Breathe. Exhale, extended side angle. So reach forward, forward, forward with your right fingertips. When you can't reach any further, you can either tick-tock your arms to 6 and 12, or you can release your right forearm to your right knee. Take your left fingertips and reach them towards the front of the room. So this is the difference between extended side angle and regular old side angle. So extended side angle, reach your fingertips towards the front of your space as you press down to the outside edge of your back foot. Engage your glutes, sink your hips low, and spiral your heart up towards the sky. Maybe gaze up towards the eye of your elbow. Inhale, reverse warrior. So rotate your arms, reach your right fingertips up behind you like you're gonna high five the back of your room. Back hand gently slides down your back leg. Sink deep into your lunge and feel a side body stretch. Exhale, Chaturanga. Cartwheel your hands to the mat, step back to your high plank, and then from here, take whatever variation works best for you. You can skip it all together. We'll meet on the exhale in downward facing dog. Inhale, float your left leg high. Remember, length, not height. Dial your left pinky toe down towards the ground to even off your hips. Exhale, low lunge. Draw your knee into your chest, shoulders over your wrists, and then plant your foot between your hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Stay lifted on your back toes and rise up. Now sink deep into your lunge. And remember, drive through the back leg. Keep it nice and straight and strong and active. Unless you feel better to keep a bend into your knee. But know that if you hover your knee over the mat, you're really going to be in for a little bit of a quad burner. So, choice is yours. Draw your heart and hips forward to the front of the room. Breathe in, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, airplane arms. So hinge forward at your hips, about 45 degrees. Sweep your arms alongside you. Spiral your palms towards the ground. Inhale, warrior two. Swivel your arms. Readjust your back foot, parallel the back edge of your mat, and sink deep into your lunge. Heart and hips are open to the side of the room. Arms spread wide. Strong gaze forward. Exhale, extended side angle. Reach your left fingertips forward, forward, forward. And then either tick-tock your arms or release your left forearm to your left knee. And then extend the side angle. So sweep your right fingertips towards the front of your space. Feel a long line of energy between the outside edge of your back foot and your fingertips. Engage your glutes, sink your hips low, and spiral your heart up towards the sky. Inhale, reverse warrior. So sweep your right fingertips behind you as you reach your left fingertips overhead. Sink deep into your lunge, gaze high. Exhale, Chaturanga. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step back to your high plank, and then go through your flow of choice. We'll meet on the exhale in downward facing dog. Nice job. That is our sun B. We'll take that 2 times more breaths and movement. I'll pick up the pace. Inhale, gaze the top of your mat. Exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Step back to your high plank. Move from your high to mid plank if you'd like. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga. Step back and flow your way to downward facing dog. Other side. Inhale, float your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga. Cartwheel your hands to the mat and flow. We'll meet on the exhale in downward facing dog. Gorgeous. One more time through. Inhale, gaze the top of your mat. Exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Step back and flow. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga. Step back and flow through your vinyasa of choice to downward facing dog. One more side. Inhale, float your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Move from your high to mid plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome job. One more little flowy bit. Inhale, gaze the top of your mat. Exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. And then if you'd like, you can take a chest opener here. Interlace your fingers behind your low back and drive your knuckles down towards the mat. We'll take a moment, take a few breaths here, just to even things out and slow things down. We're about the halfway point in class. We're going to do a little bit more flowing, and we'll move into balancing, some back bending, and then we'll get into the good stuff, the hips, folds, and surrender. Take an inhale, and a big open mouth exhale. Release your grip if you took it. Sweep your fingertips up towards the sky as you inhale. Press the ground away from you as you reach your fingertips towards the sky. Relax your shoulders down your back. Exhale, forward fold. Dive towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your hands into something. Find a flat spine. Exhale, Chaturanga. Or skip it and find your way to downward facing dog. Inhale, float your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Ground down through your back foot. Toes point out at an angle. And then rise up. So both feet are firmly planted on the ground. You might find that you're a little wobbly here. You can widen your stance so that your feet are more like train tracks instead of a balance beam. Sink deep into your lunge so that your front knee stacks over your front ankle. And engage your left glute so that you again open up your left hip flexor as you sink a little bit lower. Reach your hands towards the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, humble warrior. So find that chest opener. Interlace your fingers behind your low back. Drive your knuckles down towards the ground. And then slowly hinge at your hips and dive forward. So you keep your warrior one legs, and then you lower your head and your heart as much as feels okay in your body. Your right shoulder might rest on your right knee. Try to keep the lunge. Gaze back at your left ankle and breathe. One more breath here. Breathe in. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant both hands to the inside of your right foot. Shimmy your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. You can stay here in an active runner's lunge and keep your back leg lifted. Or you can take a passive version, drop down to your back knee and untuck your back toes. Choice is yours. Again, check in with yourself. See what you're feeling. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, You can drop down to your forearms. This will be a more intense hip opener stretch. But again, check in with yourself, listen to your body, and back off if you need to. Take another breath here. And rise up to your palms. Tuck your back toes. Find your way to active runner's lunge. And then on an inhale, step your left foot forward on the outside of your hands. And exhale into malasana, or yogi squat. So your feet are wide as your mat. Toes point out, heels point in. Your hands are together at heart center. Drive your triceps into the insides of your knees. Open up your hips, sit a little bit taller. And just feel a nice hip opener stretch here. Take another breath. Notice the sensations you're feeling. Is it pain? If so, you can rise up, back out of it. If it's just discomfort, see if you can sit with it and breathe through it. And when you're ready to move on, you can place your hands back down on the mat and step back to a high plank. And then take an inhale. Exhale, wild thing. So shift your weight to your left palm as you step your right foot over your left leg and kickstand your right toes towards the mat. Sweep your right fingertips towards the top of your mat as you press your hips up towards the sky, engage your glutes. Well, this should feel like a really nice hip opener and heart opener. But it can also feel a little uncomfortable. Our body is in multiple planes of movement here, so you can also drop down to your bottom knee if that feels better for you. Take another breath here. See if you can lift your hips a little higher. Maybe take your gaze towards the top of your mat. Breathe in. On an exhale, slowly and with control, find your way back to high plank, and then flow through your chaturanga, or skip it and just find your way to downward facing dog. Nice job. We'll take that on the other side. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain. And then exhale, chest opener. Drive your knuckles towards the mat. Breathe in and let it go. Inhale, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to high plank, and then flow through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Ground down through your back foot, toes point out, and rise up. On this side, engage your right glute to open up your right hip flexor. Pull your right rib cage forward to the front of the room so your heart and hips are square to the top of your mat. Breathe in, reach your fingertips high, and then exhale, humble warrior. So reach your hands behind you, find that chest opener, interlace your fingers, drive your knuckles down towards the ground, and then hinge at your hips as you dive forward. Legs stay strong and stable, and only lower as much as feels comfortable to you. A little bit of balance in here. A lot of balance, actually. Just gaze down towards your right ankle as you reach your knuckles up towards the sky. Breathe. Take an inhale. And exhale, runner's lunge. Plant both hands to the inside of your left foot. Shimmy your left foot to the outer edge of your mat. You can stay active here in your runner's lunge, or you can take the passive version, drop down to your back knee and untuck your back toe. You can also take this deeper and drop down to your forearms. I recommend that you take the variation that you took on the other side. Just give yourself a moment or two here to sink into the stretch. Breathe through any discomfort you might be feeling. Feel a little bit more open in your hips. And slow down your breath. And when you're ready, rise up to your palms. And inhale, tuck your back toes. Find an active runner's lunge. And then step your right foot forward onto the outside of your hands and exhale into Malasana. So toes point out, heels point in, feet are at the edges of your mat. Draw your hands together at heart center and drive your elbows into the insides of your knees. Okay, you sway side to side, sit a little bit taller. This is my favorite hip opener. I know we've done a lot already, but I wanted to be sure to fit this one in here. And then when you're ready to move on, plant your hands back on the mat, step back to high plank. We'll take wild thing here again. If this was completely unsuccessful and did not feel good in your body, you can always just stay here in high plank, or you can take side plank. But if you're with me, taking wild thing, slowly shift your weight into your right palm, and then lift your left toes up, stamp them over your straight right leg. Kickstand your left toes, and reach your left fingertips towards the front of your space. Press your hips up towards the sky. Maybe take your gaze towards the top of your mat. You can drop down to your bottom knee if it feels better in your body. Breathe in, lift your hips a little higher, and then exhale slowly and with control. Move back to a high plank and flow through your Chaturanga or vinyasa of choice. Find your way to downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze the top of your mat. Exhale, travel there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, eagle on the right. So tee out your arms, swoop your right arm underneath your left. You can grab for opposite shoulders. You can single or double wrap your arms, choice is yours. And then sit down and back as if you're sitting down into a teeny tiny little chair. Swoop your right leg up and over your left. You can kickstand your toes for a little bit more support. You can let them dangle, or you can Twizzler them behind your standing leg. Find a point of focus, something that's not moving, and then draw your attention in towards your breath. As you inhale, float your elbows forward and up, and sit a little bit taller. Stack your shoulders over your hips, and as you exhale, sink a little deeper. Awesome job. One more breath here. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Slowly unravel your arms and legs. Draw your right knee to hip height. Ground down firmly through your standing leg. Flex your right toes toward your face. Breathe in, find length in your spine. Exhale, airplane pose. So gently pendulum your body. Kick your right foot behind you, spiral your arms alongside you, palms face towards the ground. Float your right hamstring towards the sky. Dial your right hip down in line with your left. Shine your heart forward like we did in Camel Pose. As Squeeze your triceps together behind you. Awesome job, super strong. Inhale, mountain pose. And we'll take it on the other side. Exhale, eagle, this time on the left. Swoop your left arm underneath your right. Same options here. You can grab for opposite shoulders. You can single or double wrap your arms. And then sit down and back to your teeny tiny chair. Swoop your left leg up and over your right. Kickstand, dangle, or wrap your toes around your right leg. And then find your point of focus. Float your elbows forward and up. Sit a little bit taller and sink a little bit lower. Hug everything into midline. You've got this. Inhale, one-legged mountain pose. Slowly unravel your arms and legs. Keep your left foot lifted and rise up. Ground down strong through your standing leg. Find 3 90-degree bends in your lifted leg at your hip, knee, and ankle. Inhale, reach your fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, airplane pose. Slowly, if you're moving through honey, kick your left foot behind you, swoop your arms alongside you. Float your heel towards the sky, dial your left hip down with your right, and then shine your heart forward. Squeeze your triceps together behind you, like you're trying to hold a pencil between your shoulder blades. Beautiful. Inhale, mountain pose. One more little balancing pose. Exhale, dancers. So drop your right elbow to your right hip. Kick your right foot towards your right glute. Catch the inside of your right foot. Your thumb points towards your toes. And then button up your knees. Draw them together. Engage your core. You can stay here. This is dancers. Or if you're wanting a little bit more, begin to kick your right foot into your hand, float your toes towards the sky. Allow your heart to spill forward slightly, but the kick drives the posture. So kick, kick, kick. Get a little bit higher in your leg. Dial your right hip down in line with your left. Strong gaze. Awesome job. Inhale, mountain pose. Whew. Exhale, dancers on the left. So left elbow, left hip, left foot towards your left glute. Catch the inside of your left foot, thumb points towards your toes, and then button up your knees, engage your core. You can stay here, or if you're wanting a little bit more, begin to kick your foot into your hand, float your toes towards the sky. Kick, kick, kick. When you can't kick anymore, you can let your heart spill forward slightly, but think wine glass shape in your body. Strong gaze forward. Encourage your right bicep towards your right face cheek. Beautiful, super strong. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, just drop down to your knees. Knees hip width distance apart. And you can flex your toes, or you can tuck your toes, or you can let them kind of tops of your feet towards the mat, whatever feels best to you. We're going to take a variation on camel called dancing camel. So I'll show you how to do it. A little bit of coordination here, but should feel nice in your body. A little awkward. Nice to be at home alone practicing this one. So take your hands to your low back, just like we're setting up for camel. Breathe in, puff up your chest, and then reach your right fingertips to the sky. And we're gonna inhale, sweep your right fingertips around in a circle as you lift your left fingertips high, and then right hand back towards your back towards your low back, and then we return here and we do it on the other side. So we sweep your left fingertips to the sky and you kind of reach around left hand back towards your low back and reach your right fingertip high. It's a little awkward, not entirely smooth, but the idea is to just feel nice movement in your spine. Kind of whatever you need. A little goofy here, a little imprecise, but embrace it. Take it through 2-3 times, kind of your own pace. Whatever you need here. Maybe one last time per side. And then we'll take a regular camel. Draw your hands back till your low back. Draw your elbows in together in line with one another. Breathe in, puff up your chest. And then exhale, camel pose. Press your hips forward. And lean back. And you control the back bend here. Only go back as far as feels okay in your body. Trace your gaze along the ceiling towards the space behind you. And if you want to take this deeper and it feels okay in your body, you can release your hands down towards your heels. You can even tuck your toes to bring your heels a little bit higher. Continue to puff up through your chest and press your hips forward. And then inhale, rise up. Exhale, have a seat on your heels. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on the ground. And just take a moment here for yourself. Close your eyes. We worked really hard. Camel can be a particularly challenging pose. Dancer was challenging. So just give yourself a moment here. Slow down your breath. And feel the connection between the rise and fall of your chest with each breath and the beating of your heart. And when you're ready, have a seat on your bottom. Stamp your feet into the mat in front of you. And slowly roll back down towards your mat. Arms alongside you. Draw your feet in towards your bottom so much so that they graze your fingertips. Inhale, a bridge pose. Press your feet into the mat as you lift your hips to the sky. You can snuggle your shoulder blades beneath your body. Maybe even take a chest opener here with your hands like we've done before. Interlace your fingers and drive your arms into the mat to help puff up your chest. Draw your chest towards your chin, but your chin away from your chest. Breathe in, lift a little higher. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, slowly rise up to a seat. And find your way. I like to kind of straddle my mat so that both of my knees are padded. We're going to move into frog pose. So in the beginning of class, we took half frog. We're going to take full frog. So you might even want to put a blanket underneath your knees. But I like to sit kind of lengthwise on my mat, knees wide. And then walk your hands out so that your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Knees are wide, kind of as wide as you can get them. And your ankles kind of can be directly behind your knees, so your knees are at kind of a 90-degree bend. Or a little bit more gentle way is to bend your knees in a little closer to your bottom. So then your feet are more at like 45 degrees, something like that. So if we're feeling good here, the next step is to slowly sink back. Sink your bottom towards your heels. And you can lower down to your forearms if you'd like. Just be gentle as you press back. There is no mistaking this pose. You will know when you're in it. We'll hold it for just a few breaths here. This is a pretty intense hip opener. So again, the ways to modify it, you don't have to press back as far. You can draw your torso forward. And you can also bend your feet a little closer in towards your body. Take another breath or two here. You might find, if this feels okay to you, you can open up your hips a little bit more. Kind of shift your knees a little bit wider. And then the easiest way to get out of this pose is to slowly shift forward. Bend your knees in, press up to your palms, and have a seat back on what used to be your legs. We'll find our way to Child's Pose, which is a nice counterbalance to Frog. So knees wide again, but this time more gentle, big toes to touch, and then just fold forward. Melt your forehead and your palms into the mat. Take a big inhale here, and a big exhale. We'll do one last little posture here. Rise up, still stay on your knees, and we'll take Puppy Pose, which is a variation on Child's Pose, and it's a little bit of a heart opener too. So for Puppy Pose, toes are untucked, hips stack over knees, and then reach your hands forward and slowly relax down towards the mat. Sink your heart towards the ground. You can either rest your forehead on the ground, which is a little bit more gentle, or if it feels okay to you, you can rest your chin on the mat. So you continue to sink your heart towards the ground. Should feel like a back stretch, back bend, a heart opener. Try to keep your hips as close to stacked over your knees as you can. And just sink and surrender into this posture. One more breath here. And then rise up and find your way to your back. Last couple poses here. We're into our hips, folds, and surrenders. Lie back on your back. Stamp your feet towards the mat. We'll take supine figure 4. So we'll do it on the right first. Draw your right knee over your right ankle, over your left knee to make a figure 4 in your legs. Left foot is grounded towards the mat. And this might be enough in your body, and you can stay here. If you're wanting a little bit more, you can draw your left knee in towards your body. Reach your right hand between your legs through the little space created by your right leg. And you can either capture your left hamstring or your left knee. Choice is yours. Flex both feet to protect your knees, and then gently draw your left knee in towards your body. It's a nice alternative to half pigeon. It's a little bit more gentle on the knees. It's a nice hip opener. And then slowly release your arms. Cross your right knee over your left. So just slide your right knee a little closer to the left side of your space to find eagle legs, which we've taken before. Tee out your arms and then lower both of your knees over towards the left. This is eagle leg supine twist. A variation on supine twist, which is a wonderful, wonderful stretch that I do most every day. So tee out your arms if you've got the space. If you don't, you can goal post or cactus your arms. Melt your shoulder blades into the mat. And if it feels okay to you, you can extend the twist and take your gaze over in the opposite direction of your knees. Breathe in, return to center. Unravel your legs, and then we'll just take that on the other side. So supine figure 4, this time on the left ankle over your right knee. You can stay right here with your right foot grounded, or you can begin to bend your right knee in towards your body. Maybe you reach your left hand through the space between your legs. Capture the knee or the hamstring of your right leg, and draw your right knee in towards your body. Flex your feet. And take any tiny movements your body is calling for. ready, release your hands. Slide your left knee over towards the right to find eagle legs. And then tee out your arms and lower your knees over towards the right for eagle leg supine twist. Arms teed out or cactus, whatever feels best in your body. Try to maintain contact between your shoulder blades and the mat. If it feels okay to you, you can take your gaze over in the opposite direction of your knees. Inhale, return to center. We've got one last little pose here. Exhale, happy baby pose. Stamp the soles of your feet towards the sky. Reach for the outsides or the insides of your feet. Glue the entire length of your spine into the mat, from your shoulder blades to your low back. If you feel your low back pops off the mat, maybe lower your hands towards your ankles, your shins, or even just around your hamstrings. Try to keep your low back connected to the mat. And then find any additional movement your body's calling for. It might feel nice to sway back and forth. Straighten one leg. Get a little last hamstring stretch. Straighten the other. And then when you're ready, draw both knees into your chest. Lift your forehead to meet your knees. Give yourself a big, tight squeeze of gratitude. Breathe in. And exhale, Shavasana, our final resting pose. Extend your arms and legs. Get big. Take up space. Close your eyes. Settle into your mat. Snuggle your shoulder blades beneath your body and melt your shoulders into the ground. Do a little bit of a body scan from the tips of your toes to the top of your head. Check in with yourself and let go of any last tension you might be holding on to. Take one last deep inhale. And one last open mouth exhale. And then just let your breath do whatever it wants to do. Give yourself a few moments here. Silence to soak in the benefits of your practice. You have earned it. You've worked really hard. You've done an awesome, awesome job. And this is where I leave you. So stay here in Shavasana as long as you would like. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for showing up for yourself and investing in yourself. It is an honor and a privilege to practice with you, and I look forward to seeing you next time. With love and gratitude, thank you so, so much.